Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Grit, Grace, and Growth. I'm your host, Laura Navaquin, and today we are diving deep into that burning question that many aspiring investors have. Can I invest in real estate with bad credit? And really, there is no dry cut response to this question. The answer is yes and no. Let's jump into it a little more here. So, an interesting statistic that I had read about in the past, according to credit.com, is that 68 million Americans, that is 1 in 3 Americans, have a credit score under 601. That would make a huge number of individuals that would have difficulty obtaining a traditional bank loan, since most lenders or traditional lenders have a minimum credit score requirement of 680, but typically like your credit score to be around 620 or higher, amongst other factors such as debt to income ratio, whether you're employed or not, several other factors. But can you invest in real estate with bad credit? The good news is, yes, you can invest in real estate with bad credits by utilizing some of those other strategies that we went over in the previous episode, such as seller financing, wholesaling, lease option strategies, and even some hard money lenders don't necessarily take your credit score into such significant consideration. Some do, but others are actually more so looking at the value, the appraised value of the property, and also even more so, how much income is that property going to generate on a monthly basis. The bad news here is that you probably should not be investing in real estate if you have bad credits, depending on the reason for your poor credit score. So I understand that bad credit happens for a variety of different reasons. Perhaps it was medical bills that were incurred and have escalated. Identity theft was involved. Maybe an individual within your household lost their employment, lost their job, and were unemployed for a number of months, and then you used credit cards to keep yourselves afloat month after month until the individual was reemployed and you were able to catch up on those bills. So I do understand that everyone has hardships at different points, but sometimes bad credit is just caused by poor spending, poor choices. Is the last time you charged something on your credit card a charge for eating out, purchasing the latest items that were on sale that you didn't even necessarily need, and regularly choosing to live outside of your means, and you're putting things on credits? Then in that case, perhaps you shouldn't invest on real estate until you get to that aligned. Ultimately, even if your credit score was wiped clean, if that was the case that you just have poor spending habits and are regularly charging things that you know that you cannot afford, that have a high interest rate with credit cards, that if your credit score was wiped clean and you started fresh and you started with a 750, 800 credit score, chances are statistically that you will be back to the same situation that you are in a year or so, because you continuously go and charge things that you don't necessarily need or live outside of your means back onto your credit card. You'll be right back into the same situation. So if that's the instance, you probably shouldn't be investing in real estate right now until you get that sorted out, because it really is a bigger problem ultimately. So a low credit score is just a symptom of a greater problem. That's ultimately what I was sharing. Reflect at it and look back on your life. How can you find a solution for your credit issue? Answer it honestly. And until you can 100% take ownership for that bad credit score, maybe do not invest in real estate just yet. But in order to help you answer that question, ask yourself, when is the last time I put a charge of food on my credit card? As in eating out food, not groceries that were needed. When is the last time I read a book about bettering my credit score or making attempts to improve my credit score? Or when is the last time I wrote down my budget and lived within the means of having a budget? So anyone who says otherwise is truly trying to sell you something. get your credit score under control, and until then, don't invest in real estate. This is crucial because good credits can open up so many more other opportunities for you within real estate, making the process much smoother, easier, and profitable. However, yes, depending on your reasons for having a bad credit score, you can still invest in real estate. That's it for today's episode, guys, of Grit, Grace, and Growth. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. And if you found this helpful, feel free to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone else who might find it of benefit.